Welcome to the Cree School Board Special Education Services Guide to Creating Individualized Education Plans, most commonly referred to as IEPs. Within this guide, you can expect that we will walk through the Cree School Board Special Education Services Policy, outline how to determine when an IEP is needed, and discuss the three types of IEPs, review the form and guide, which are uniform throughout Quebec, discuss the coding process, and finally, I will demonstrate how to critically read a professional's report from a student file and draft an IEP. In this first section, we will review the administrative policy and procedures on special education. This policy was developed by the Special Education Services Department at the Cree School Board. It was effective January 1st, 2006 and approved by the Director General, and it is also under review. For this section, you will want to have a printed out copy of the policy to make it easier for you to follow along and take any notes if necessary. The Special Education Services Policy is broken into two sections. The first section is information-based, and the second section contains all of the annexes that are referred to in the first section. We will begin by looking at the general provisions. Section 1.3 outlines some very important definitions in relation to special education within the board. We will look specifically at the definitions of IEP, principal, professional, and student with special needs. First, the definition of the IEP is as follows. Individualized Education Plan, or IEP. A written plan developed for a student with special needs which describes the educational goals, modifications, and/or adaptations for the student, evaluation timeline, and the services that are to be provided. For further information, please refer to the section of this guide entitled IEP. Second, the definition of principal reads as follows. Principal, school principal or his delegate. It is important to highlight that the definition specifies that the principal may have delegated a person to act on their behalf. This will be further discussed in section 2.6 of the policy. Furthermore, the definition of professional is as follows. Professional, psychologist, speech therapist, guidance counselor, psychoeducator, student affairs technician, social worker, etc. The etc. is referring to any other professionals who may be consulted in the effort to provide services to any student with special needs. Finally, I will highlight the definition of a student with special needs. It is as follows. Student with special needs, student with handicap or handicaps, social maladjustment or maladjustments, or learning difficulty or difficulties. You may note that this definition takes in account various types of students with needs. We will now look at Section 2 of the policy entitled Participation and Responsibilities. I would like to highlight Section 2.3. This portion of the policy discusses the teacher's roles and responsibilities. It is important to note subpoints B, F, and G. B states, at the beginning of each school year, the teacher must, for each of his new students, consult the students' files and adapt their teaching accordingly, consult with the master teacher, also known as Special Education Department Head, if this position is filled, and continue the implementation of the IEP, if any. Therefore, although student files are confidential, it is a teacher's responsibility to read them and maintain that confidentiality. F reads, teachers must participate in the local problem-solving committee as required in Article 5.1 below. G states, teachers must participate in the implementation of an IEP or any other measures when required. As well, Section 2.6 outlines the role of the principal. It is important to be aware of subpoints B, D, and the end note. B states, provides teachers with available and relevant information on students with special needs. D states, be responsible for ensuring that confidentiality is respected by all personnel in the school. And the note states, where deemed appropriate by the principal, Articles 2.6 A, B, and C may be assumed by the master teacher or special education department head. The note is of utmost importance, as the master teacher, also known as special education department head, may assume the outlined responsibilities.